To the Insider series. My goodness, do we have an incredible guest. Now, I get a lot of artists say to me, they're like, right, Josh, distribution, who do we go with? What do we do? I've worked with Ditto for a long time on Ditto X and different bits. Jordan, Mikey, the team have just been phenomenal. I think this is a really important topic for all of us to talk about because if you're not getting the streams, not getting the royalties, you know, the fans, the brand, like you need that plan there. And that's why I wanted to do this session with Jordan today from Ditto Music, because together we've seen both sides, you know, what an artist is about, but also the data. So today we want to come with solutions and really go into that. So without further ado, I'm going to pass over to Jordan and then we'll, at the end of the session, as always, get some of your questions answered. So Jordan, take us away.
Hey guys. So yeah, cheers, Josh. I'm just gonna share screen. I've got a few slides to run everyone through. And then yeah, like you mentioned, should be some time at the end for some questions. Right, host disabled. Okay, there we go. You able to update the settings here, Josh? I'm getting a
I'll make you host, mate. You'll be able to.
go. I'm in charge apparently. There we go. Cool.
Guys, whilst Jordan's going through his pitch, if you want to put comments to me in the Discord, in the community channel, or in the chat box, please do. We'll remember to come back to them at the end.
Cool. So yeah, everyone see my screen there, okay? Where are we? Sorry, I'm not a Zoom user.
Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah. Cool. Sound. So yeah, thanks very much, Josh, for the invite to this. Really excited to walk you guys through this and hopefully explain how Ditto can support you in your music release career. And yeah, any questions you've got about kind of your journey so far or how we can support you. Yeah, let's get into it. So a little bit of background on myself. I'm Jordan. I've been working for Ditto Music for about 3 and a bit years now. So I've worked across the marketing department, and I am now the partnerships and affiliates manager. So a lot of my time is spent working with other brands across the music industry, kind of doing cross promo stuff. And then the other side of it is kind of towards the educational aspect. So I work a lot, really closely with lots of different unis and lots of different music institutions, helping young artists kind of release music, and yeah, help them maximize their kind of money from their careers. I've worked in the music industry for around 6 years now, mainly in like social media marketing stuff, and I've also worked at a DSP. And then outside of work, I'm an artist and involved in event management as well. So know exactly what you guys are going through. So yeah, hopefully we can help each other. So a little bit more about Ditto. So I'm hoping that some of you released through us already, but if not, just going to give you kind of run through of what we're all about. So we're one of the world's leading music distribution services. We were set up in 2005 by our CEOs and brothers, Matt and Lee Parsons, who essentially were just a bit fed up of the kind of major landscape and the way that the music industry was going. Decided to help independent musicians kind of take back control of their music. And then, yeah, fast forward 2 decades, and we've helped well over 2 million independent artists all over the world release their music, keep 100% of everything they earn, and yeah, just kind of take over the game, to be honest. So alongside distribution, Ditto's kind of got a full range of services, including RLS teams, so record label services, and artist management based out in London. We also have publishing and music sync licensing services all in-house. We run promo and PR campaigns if you're looking for kind of a bit more help with the promotion side of stuff. And we also run annual global industry events, which I'll cover a little bit more in a sec. But yeah, our kind of flagship one is Ditto X Meet the Music Industry. So that's down at the O2 in London, taking place in a few weeks, actually. So really busy time of the year at the moment. Some artists that you are probably familiar with that we've worked with in the past include the likes of Stormzy, Ed Sheeran, Dave, Tash Sultana, AJ Tracy. List could go on. Some really cool artists that we're working with at the moment include like Chance the Rapper, Jazz Caris, and Ruby. on top of the 2 million plus international artists that are on our subscription service. So like I just mentioned, our big event of the year, outside of the distribution stuff, is our annual networking event and conference at the O2 in London, Meet the Music Industry. So it's now our 5th year down in London. We started off really small, and now we're just kind of looking to expand. So yeah, really exciting time. We're also looking to do our 3rd Ditto X New York early next year as well. So it's kind of a global thing now. Josh and LMS have been involved for the past few years now, so really cool to have you guys involved and return for 2025. Basically it's just a jam-packed day of panels, workshops, feedback sessions. There's a chance for mentoring, some live performances. So over the last couple of years, we've had people like Miles Smith and Central C perform. So it's been really cool having these like massive global artists perform at our event and then kind of like almost immediately blow up after that. I remember just having like a chat with Miles Smith, just like backstage, and then like a few months later, he's just at Glasgow, and I was like, that's pretty cool. So yeah, we're kind of working with these kind of artists and industry brands and companies to kind of just support the local artist communities and stuff. So if you're down in London on the 20th of November, would be great to have you guys down there. I'll leave a link or pass that over to Josh later on. But yeah, you can find it at dittomusic.com/x. And yeah, would be great to have you there.
It's an incredible event, guys. I know a few of you go every year anyway, but for you that haven't gone before, in terms of actually sitting down, like I go do some of the panels, and then when I've got some free time, I'm there taking notes from what everyone else is saying, because it is an extraordinary opportunity for you guys to learn. And for me, it's right up there with the best networking event for musicians.
Great. There we go. Well, there's the plug. Cheers, Josh. Cool. So I just thought I'd quickly run over some kind of key tips that that I in particular think are really useful for young artists starting out. It's kind of sort of stuff that we teach in the schools and unis that we visit. I'm sure you guys are all familiar with the basic stuff, but never hurts to just go over it again. So music distribution, how does it work? Essentially, we act nowadays as the middleman between your music and your listeners. So obviously in the past, it was very much a physical world. So you'd work with a label, they would take loads of your money, and then also take a load of cut of what you're making. But then in return, they would put your stuff into the physical stores through vinyl or CDs. Nowadays, obviously really different. But yeah, our job is just working with the DSPs to put your music out there and essentially just giving you back a way fairer cut. From Ditto's part, we give you 100% back. Other DSPs do take a cut, but again, regardless, it's a much fairer system than it used to be. So some kind of tips that we like to just drill home early on, which just streamlines the whole process, are what you need to have. These aren't guidelines set by us. They're guidelines set to us by the stores. So these are kind of like, you can use this if you're using Ditto, if you're using someone else. It just kind of helps your journey regardless. So make sure that you're uploading like mastered audio. Make sure it's in a WAV or an MP3. Your release artwork will need to be at least 3000 by 3000 pixels, and it should be a JPEG. You need to make sure and keep track of all your track metadata and stuff. So obviously your title, your credits, your genre and stuff. That's just going to help the people at the DSPs map your release to the right playlist and stuff. So again, just really, it's going to help you further down the line. You'll need to claim your artist profiles. So yeah, claim your Spotify profile, claim your Apple Music, Amazon, wherever else you're looking to release. There's guides on the Ditto Music blog on how to do all this. Super straightforward. But yeah, make sure that you do that. And then also make sure that you plan out your release date and where you want to send your music to. On the Ditto release builder, you are able to target specific territories if that's something that interests you. But yeah, all this stuff really important. Your ISRC code as well, if you're looking to move your music across to a different distributor or re-upload, if you wanted to kind of like re-release anything, make sure you keep track of that. It's a really important code. What you need to do alongside that this is all kind of hypothetical. In an ideal world, you're going to want as much time as possible to plan your release, as we all know. But obviously, life does get in the way. But we would recommend giving yourself 2, 3, 4 weeks to upload and then plan for your release. At the very minimum, give yourself 10 days. You'll want at least a week to pitch your music to Spotify as well, via Spotify for Artists. If you upload your music to them at least 7 days before, then all of your followers on that platform, your music will just arrive in their release radar and stuff like that. So super important to just kind of get your stuff together as soon as possible. And then you're just setting yourself up for success from the get-go. You want to make use of pre-saves. So with Ditto, every release that you upload to our platform will automatically give you a free pre-save link. So super easy and just really useful tool that you can promote on your socials and kind of generate a bit of buzz before everything goes live. Also gives you kind of like a good starting point for your social marketing. So you can just push that out as soon as you have it. And then basically you just want to be reinvesting everything that you have earned from your music back into your music until you've made it massive, is what I would say. But I'm sure you're all doing that anyway. So yeah, with Ditto, you are able to release your music to all major stores. Every store you can think of, we've got pretty great relationship with. Obviously being one of the first distributors to be active. So yeah, been working with these companies for a long time. You get to keep 100% of everything you earn. That's kind of like our key thing. Like everything that we get paid by the stores, you're going to get. You also get to keep hold of all of your rights, and essentially you're just an independent artist with complete control over your own career. That's what we want you to be, and that's kind of what we're set up to help you do. We have a few different plans. So you'll be able to release all of your music everywhere, unlimited music around the year, keep 100%, and that all starts from £19 a year. If you're looking for something a little bit kind of so you can kind of get a little bit more out of your music, I'd suggest maybe looking into our Ditto Pro plan. This includes everything that you'll get with Starter, but you'll be able to pitch your tracks with TV and Sync. So like I mentioned at the start, we've got an in-house and really great sync team. So you'll be able to pitch your music for like the coolest and like the freshest sync opportunities from across film, TV, video games, and like any ad campaigns and stuff. So recently we've had like features on like HBO, Netflix, EA as well, and KFC. So like really huge brands that our artists are able to pitch for and land. So yeah, really cool and a really great opportunity to kind of just get more money from your music. Same goes for YouTube Content ID. Pro artists will automatically set you up for that. So basically, anytime that your music is used across YouTube, it's a kind of an identification program that kind of like just sweeps that and gives you royalties back for any uses of that. So again, just another opportunity to kind of just maximize your royalties. Ditto Pro also includes Ditto Publishing. So again, our publishing team will kind of like make sure that you're getting paid everything that everything that your music has earned. They'll only take a 10% cut, which is a really, really great deal from across the industry as well. So yeah, definitely worth looking into if that's something that you'd like to do. And then yeah, loads of other stuff. I'll just reel them off dead quickly. But yeah, we'll protect your releases. If you miss a payment or your card fails or something on your subscription, don't need to worry. Like that's all good, protected there. Get priority support. You're going to unlock Ditto Pro perks, so like loads of like discount codes. I think Josh and LMS have one on our platform at the moment. So loads of different brands from across the industry and loads of resources that you'll be able to unlock and save loads of money. And you'll also get to set exact timed releases too. So you can kind of plan your music to the absolute second. So yeah, every little helps there. Ditto promo. So if you're struggling with the promotion side of your music, we also have an in-house music promotion and PR team. We've actually got a 25% offer running at the moment. So give that a check out if you've kind of got a little bit more money at the side to spend on your music promotion. This is something that I'd recommend. Or if you're a band, for example, I think this could be really useful. You essentially can choose between a 4 or a 6 week campaign You get expert playlistings. To our promo team. So yeah, something to look at if that's the sort of thing that you're struggling with. And again, just to kind of close us off, this is the kind of thing that I cover a lot with like the students that we speak to. Um, it sounds really cliche, but I'm going to drive it home because it is super important. Networking is kind of like key. Like I know it fully goes without saying, but like things like the OX is literally a music industry conference and networking event full of like 1,000 people in the exact same position as you who are like keen to meet like managers, keen to meet booking agents, keen to meet other artists to collab with, keen to meet band members. Like they're like there's just loads of people there who are like just like you guys wanting to like meet new people and like gig and connect. So that's what I'd say really. That's one of my top tips. People are always like, oh, how can I do this? How can I do that? It's like you just kind of need to network really. And then have like all of your info on hand. Don't be too beggy, I'd say. Kind of go with a plan, but don't kind of like ask. Like don't just be like, can I have this? Can I have that? Like you've kind of got to pitch yourself. Like what can you bring to the table? Like a lot of people who are like high up in the industry or like experienced in the industry, a lot of people are going to ask them for stuff. So kind of how can you stand out? You don't just want to be asking them for everything. Kind of ask them for stuff, but kind of say what you can provide is what I would say. And don't forget to follow up. You can have a really great conversation with someone.
You know, I'm reading is that
Hello, is that a question or is that just all good? Cool. I don't know what's going on there, but I'll carry on.
yeah.
Um, cool. Yeah, sorry. Um, and just a couple of final things, and then we can get some questions. Um, we also have a really good affiliates program at Ditto. So this is open to anyone with a kind of anyone with an online presence, and that online presence being musicians. So if you're a content creator, if you're a musician, if you're an artist, if you're a music influencer, and you would be interested in becoming a brand ambassador, feel free to shoot me an email. You'll be able to bank up to $10 every time someone that you've referred signs up for a Ditto subscription. So just wanted to put that out. I thought LMS artists could be a good audience for that. So give me a shout if anyone's interested in that. And here's the bit which I'm sure you're all interested in. LMS UK artists can save 20% on any Ditto music plan. Just use the code here. And any questions and stuff, feel free. Feel free to hop in now, or if you want to shoot me an email, that's also completely sound. Um, yeah, I'll stop waffling at you now, and then you can talk.
You're absolutely brilliant. I think it's so important for our eyes to hear from someone else in the tree because everything you said is really aligned with what we say. Networking in person, so important. Be value led. Don't just take. What can you give to other people? I really took away there. And guys, there's a reason why Ditto Music's one of the world's leading music distributions, and label and artist management companies. So there's a reason why they have 2 million artists with them across the globe. You get 20% off any Ditto plan using that code of the MSUK20. So definitely jump on that, and make advantages for it. And Ditto X, come meet me and Jordan, come meet all these incredible people. I'm sure Jordan can give me a link afterwards that I can put in the chat, for all of you to come down. Believe me, last year I think there's about 30 of the MSUK artists there. So all these people you're talking with in our Discord, you can actually go meet in person, which I think is incredible. I've got some questions I'm going to rattle quickly through. Artists, if you have stuff, you want to be brave enough, put your camera on, ask Jordan, this is your time to do it. Has anyone got any questions they want to ask or put in the chat before I go and waffle on? Right. Yeah, go on. I think vacant shores, your question? Okay, guys, put it in the comments. Put it in the comments whilst I go. Right, Jordan, what do you think is the biggest mistake artists make using their PR strategy? Because I think that's the thing I get asked most about at LMS UK. LMS UK is the PR side of things. So now knowing that Ditto do the PR side, yeah, what's the biggest mistake you think musicians make in that area?
I'd say so. A few pointers that we kind of like give our artists are make sure that you're targeting the right kind of. So if you're targeting music blogs, make sure that you're targeting the right blogs. I know it sounds that simple, but like if you make indie music or like dream pop music, for example, and you're emailing like just blind emailing kind of like hip hop blogs or anyone like that, like respectfully, they're not interested. Like they're gonna like they'll be inundated with however many kind of submissions each day. They need to be accurate to like what they're after. So I think in general, when you're submitting your music to like radio stations and blogs and playlist creators and all that sort of stuff, read what they're all about and kind of like don't just blanket send. I know it can seem like kind of appealing and kind of a quick win to just be like, here's my press release, here's my EPK, boom, just send it out to like 100 different email addresses. But targeting, I would honestly say, I don't know what the maths is behind this, but I reckon it's more useful to do 20 handwritten or like hand typed, specifically targeted outreach emails than 100 blanket kind of just like boom, that's one. Um, that's what I'd say, and I know that's what the promo team kind of like, because they obviously have really good relationships with loads of different blogs across all genres and stuff, and like playlist curators from across all worlds of music. So that's kind of what I would suggest in like just taking the time. It's all the basics. Like it's nothing like revolutionary. It's just like just doing the basics well. I would say is kind of like key.
Yeah, make it personal. You can tell, can't you, when it's a blanket approach. But an amazing question come from the Discord saying, thanks, Jordan. Really enjoyed this. Some great tips. How do you advise artists to leverage data from Ditto when planning their next single or EP?
Okay. So I didn't quite cover it there, but this sounds like this is an artist that potentially already distributes with Ditto. So alongside like your Spotify for artists, your Apple Music for artists, like the analytics platforms, uh, every Ditto artist does have their own kind of dashboard with us, which has like detailed analytics on like where your listeners are listening, and that kind of thing, and like what platforms you're doing best on. Um, I would say look into like all just take the look into essentially where they are, what kind of when's your music peaking, that sort of stuff, and then kind of I got asked this question the other day. Someone was like, "What's the best day to release music?" And it's like Friday. But is Friday the best day to release music for you? I would say if you're a smaller artist, I'm on a tangent, but I'm going to get around to the point. Um, everyone releases music on Friday because it's like the day before the weekend. Spotify puts their releases out on Friday, release radar, all that sort of stuff. But everyone's doing it on Friday. Why not stand out or like not stand out, but there's less competition if your fans are listening on Tuesdays or Mondays. Why don't you target it towards that? That's just like one kind of like idea I'd say. Um, but yeah, to circle back to the original question, I would just kind of like it's all personal to you. And yeah, if you're kind of like if your fans, sorry, are listening to you, you've found that like you've got a really big audience in like Peru or something, then I don't know. Depending on your your funds and stuff, or like where you're based, maybe like target it towards that. Maybe not Peru, but like let's think about cities. You can target it to like cities in the UK where your fans are listening. Go and do a show there, or like kind of interact with people there, as opposed to like just sticking to London or something. You might have a big following in Manchester. Um, yeah, that's what I would kind of suggest. Maybe I know it was a really kind of vague and long-winded answer, but the analytics platforms, like not just Ditto Analytics, but like your Spotify for artists, I think not to just highlight Spotify, but obviously Apple Music, Amazon, they all have their own analytics platforms. But I would say that the Spotify for artists platform is genuine No.